Welcome back. We're on day 8. It's Thursday already, the last day of the week. Wow. June 11th, and we're on page 15 and 16. Okay? Now, when you first looked at this, you went, oh, the dreaded quadratic formula. Don't do that. Exactly the same as yesterday. Factors, zeros, solutions, x-intercepts. Okay? The key to mathematics, algebra 2, is to locate that. The final answer. Okay? We threw the ball up, we catch it. Where it starts, where it finishes. Zero motion. Those are the solutions. Graphically, those are the x-intercepts. From there, we know the factors. Okay? Now, you know as well as I do, in the real world, it's not as easy as yesterday's graph. Crosses at -2, crosses at +3, just write it out. It doesn't always work that way. Okay? When you're an engineer, you might have heard somebody on a microphone, they get feedback. That squawk sound, okay? That's called impedance. The graph of that horrible noise is up here. Where's the x-intercept on that graph? I don't know. Okay. Another example. Real world math. Big. Massive. Okay? We can't demonstrate it graphically because the numbers are so huge. Okay? Where's the x-intercepts? How can we do the math? Okay? So, we can always come back to the quadratic formula. Mathematically, we can find everything we did yesterday using the quadratic formula. Okay? So, depending on the class that you had, you may have seen how to come up with the quadratic formula. But for today, we're practicing substitute, replace, solve. As a matter of fact, we should write that out. We are just going to take any equation in standard form. We're going to locate our ABCs. We're just going to plug it in. We're going to substitute, replace, solve. Okay, that's all we're going to do. So, let's do one of these problems together. Then I want you to take page 15 and 16. There's 8 of them. Pick 20 minutes worth. For some of you, that's going to be 2 of them. For some of you, you get to do them all. Okay? So here we go. The quadratic formula. X equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. And if you remember doing those, it's a calculator activity. Go slow, be precise, okay? Even if you're using photo math, look at all the steps, piece by piece by piece. That's how we're going to do it, okay? All right. We know that the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. We're interested in a, b, c, so we can substitute, replace, solve. All right, on page 15, problem number 2. 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals 0. When you're writing this out, make a note. Must equal 0. 0. The zeros are the x-intercepts. The zeros are the solutions. The zeros give us the factors. So don't forget, step 1, we want it in standard form, has to equal 0, because that's where there's no motion. That's where the base of the St. Louis arch is located. All right. Now, I really like it if you always write it out so that we don't make mistakes, because there's a lot of math here. Let's write a equals 3, b equals 7, c equals 2. Go ahead and write that out. We identified A, B, C. All right. Now let's just do the math. Okay? X equals the opposite of B, so -7, plus or minus. Now remember, when you take the square root of any number is the plus minus. Square root of 4. Plus 2 times plus 2, square root of 4. -2 times -2. We got to have both. B squared, 7 squared, minus 4 times 3 times 2. All divided by 2 times A. Done. Now, careful if you try to put that all in a calculator at one time. There are a lot of places to make mistakes, so let's not do that. Let's just massage it. -7 plus or minus 7 times 7 is 49. 4 times 2 times 3. 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 4 times 2 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. 24. All divided by 6. The whole thing. Make sure you draw that line long enough. Keep massaging. -7 plus or minus 49 minus 24. 49, 24. 49. Square root of 25. All divided by 6. Okay? I'm going to pause. Make sure you write that out. This equation comes down to -7 plus or minus the square root of 25, all divided by 6. Okay? Now, just like we saw yesterday, there's always two solutions. X squared. Two solutions, quadratics. There's always going to be 2. It comes from right here, the plus minus. Once I get to here, I make it branch into 2 choices. X equals, the first choice, -7 plus the square root of 25. Getting messy, Monty. Messy Monty. Over 6. And -7 minus the square root of 25 over 6. Okay? So, this is where it branches off. The 2 solutions. Just like we saw in those graphs yesterday. Okay, let's just do the math. 7 plus the square root of 25 is 5 over 6. 7 minus 5 over 6. 12 over 6. 2 over 6. Well, 12 divided by 6 is 2. 1 over 6 is 1 over 3. Actually, that's our answer. We didn't have to use a graph. We just used the quadratic formula, and we've gotten the x-intercepts, 2 1/3. The solutions, 2 1/3. The zeros, 2 1/3. Let's just draw a quick graph. One, 2. We got a 2. If this is 1, then that's a half. That'd be about a third. 2 1/3. The original equation was a positive, so it opens up. Something like that. Okay? So, let's write x-intercepts. X equals 1/3. X equals 2. The solutions. X equals 1/3. X equals 2. The zeros. 1/3, 2. Now the factors. X minus 1/3, X minus 2. Poof. Time consuming? Yes. Accurate? Perfect. Take the rest of these 20 minutes, go do a couple of those. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, we got binge watching this weekend. What are you binge watching? We have our last inspirational Saturday. We got our last activity Sunday. And the next thing you know, it'll be summer vacation. Have a great Thursday.